Hey everybody, this is Felicia with The Book is Done. I'm coming to you. It is Thursday. Yes, Thursday, January 9th, 2025. Can y'all believe it? 2025. It's crazy. But I wanted to come on really quick. I'm about to do like this really quick book review. I have to do this because it's a really good book and I'm trying to put it out there because this is an indie author and I try my best to promote indie authors. I'm an indie author myself, and it can be a little tough for those who are not James Patterson and Dean Koontz and Freedom McFadden, and so those who are trying to build it up, if you will. And so this book, I finished this book last week. Is actually a prequel, excuse me, to a book that was out before, and they're both called The Tray, TRE, The Tray. I call it Blue and Red. So the book that came out first, the actual book, is just called The Tray. It's a blue cover. It's by Red Benbow. He's an amazing author. He is just so great. So great. The one that I read is this one. It is called The Tray, the Lucille Baynes story. Y'all, when I tell you this was the realest book. And when some people say that they read a real book, it depends on how people define it, but mainstream, if you will. Oh, well, it had a lot of cursing and it had all of this. No, when I say real, I mean like life, something that you could relate to it, or something that you could relate to. Excuse me. And I didn't physically experience this is a book of fiction, but um it was so many pieces within that book as to where I could relate to it. That's why it took me a minute to get myself together, because I mean, you go through feelings of sadness, happiness, anxiety. Um, I mean, you feel when they went through depression. You feel when they were anger, when they were going through anger, and they were going through rage. And this book, the Lucille Baynes story, is a prequel to The Tray. And this book came out, the one that I just showed you. It came out after the actual book, and so I actually read this before the first book. So now I have to go and read the first book, but the main character in this book, her name is Lucille Baynes. And basically, what it is that she is no longer with us. She passed away, but before she passed away, she wrote a diary, if you will, that notated, basically, it was like her biography. She wrote her own story, and she had gifted it to this person who was like a crooked cop, if you will. And when I spoke to the author, he told me that I have to read the second book, technically the first book, but I have to read the first book in order for it to kind of click even more. But his name is Lonius. There we go, Lonius. And to me, how I took it, he was a crooked cop. And so the beginning of the book starts off saying how um I guess you could say the station, someone at the police station called him and was like, "Hey, we got a diary for you that Lucille Baynes left behind, and she said it was her instructions to give it to you." And he was like, "What do I need that for?" And he's tied into her story, but in the other book. And so he has the book FedEx to him, and it literally goes back from when, like, to her great grandmother, and it just explains the history of how she came to be treated by her mom. They called it a Baynes generational curse, and it was like her grandmother. They were all seeking love in the wrong places, and so her grandmother was out in the streets. Her mom was out in the streets, just laying up with all these men, and like the curse. Not even the curse, the generational curse, as they say, is that all of the Baynes women would be pregnant by the time they're 15, like 13, 14, 15. And it was just the writing of everything. It just, she told down the line of how everything came to be and how she was treated. How it wasn't vocalized that she was loved. Like her mom told her, you know, not to say as punishment, but it was like psychological punishment that, you know, she got pregnant the first time that, you know, she was intimate, and that she never wanted her and all of this kind of stuff. It's a lot of triggers in here, like for real, for real. Abandonment. Um, I don't want to say sexual assault, but in all things, it goes to show how Lucille Baynes was a woman who, at the end of the day, all she wanted was to be loved and by her mom, and just receive love in general, and it just didn't happen. And it just goes to show like the lengths that she went to get love. um and not like intimate love, but like motherly love, familial love. Her dad wasn't in her life, none of their fathers were in their lives, so I could definitely relate to that. So none of their fathers were in their lives, and so it was like they would say, well, Lucille said, you know, I'm not going to treat my child, you know, how I was treated and things of that nature. And it was just a really, really good book. I can't wait to get the second one. Again, it's called The Tray. The second one is just called The Tray, plain. It's not like um, a colon such and such story. It's just called The Tray. And the author's name is Red, like the color, Red Benbow, Benbow. And when I tell y'all this right here, yes, 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 yes. It says Winston-Salem, so it's like it I don't want to say it pays homage to Winston-Salem, but like if you live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, or is familiar with it, like I was born in Winston-Salem, but I didn't grow up there, but I'm familiar with all of the landmarks that he said, or I've heard of them. And so it really does take you to, you can envision, even if you're not from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, you can envision a place. You can envision it really, really clearly. And so, again, his name is Red Benbow. This is called The Tray, the Lucille Baynes story. I would love for y'all to check it out. It's available on Amazon. I am hopefully at some point in time going to order this next book so that I could piece it together and just let y'all know how it was. But this is Felicia with The Book Is Done, and I'm out. Y'all have a good day.